Hello everybody and welcome back to the Zcast for post-week 12. I'm HGK561 once again, and I'm joined of course by Rebel.
Hang on a second, you were talking just now, right? And your voice changed.
Sorry?
You start doing the intro and you start talking to a recording and your voice changes.
What, the actual voice or the tone or what?
Just everything. You become a different person. I don't like it. I'm the old HGK back.
Oh wow.
I don't
know
like
what
this.
to say to that. I don't know what to say to that. I feel a bit hurt.
Good.
Anyway, and we also have Squee913. Say hello.
Hi, hello.
You see, his voice has changed now as well. What the fuck's going on? My ears broken as well as my eyes.
I think it's your headphones.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I need new ones. Shit!
Because Squee is not available this week.
What do you mean he's not available? He's here, for God's sake, HGK, useless.
Shut up, Rebel. You're ruining the professionalism part. We have drafted in Burnerator, the sprightly young fellow you can hear in the background, to replace Squee for it.
just
Forever.
for everything. Coach of the Earth Defenders, he's replaced him for that. He's on the staff. I haven't heard from Squee in fucking ages, so God knows what's happened to him. And now he's not around for the Zcast. I mean, pretty soon Burn's going to be running the league. It's going to be amazing.
You're going to be referred to as Squee throughout the entire thing.
Yep.
Don't feel weird when we do it. Cause
don't feel insulted. It's nothing personal.
No, yeah, exactly.
Gonna get so much shit once this is done.
We get on the forums and our permissions to
I would
revoked.
Gone.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh well.
Joke backfired.
Quite frankly,
anyway.
it'll be worth it.
So Burn is joining us for this week. So he's going to be pretty much our stats person. So we don't have to say any stats that are important, and Burn can just speak for about half an hour.
Awesome. I can drink.
I will go through every single person's stats and then write smiley faces.
Yeah. And you know what? He's not even looking. He's just remembering. He's just doing this by memory.
All from memory.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's right. Yeah. He's just plugged into the HDMI cable.
Oh god.
Code is flashing before his eyes. Excel documents popping up out of nowhere. Don't ask me how I know this. It's not like I made it up.
HGK stalking you, Bum.
Anyway, with that we shall get on to Week 12's matches, the first of which being Earth Defenders versus Cold, which Earth Defenders won.
Yes, we did.
Hey look, we've got the coach of the Earth Defenders here. Isn't that a coincidence?
It's amazing. We really knew exactly who they were going to bench, so we were able to plan accordingly, but Cold really... They put up a really good fight. I have to say.
Well, I think because Squee was saying in the stream that you were kind of planning to put Yamcha against Cooler and things like that, and then the AI changed it up and kind of screwed things up a bit.
Yeah, that's why Goku did maybe 8k damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now he sounds like a proper Goku. So.
Well,
he gets reassured by this. No. It's really interesting, actually, how pretty much the start for Cold was really, really strong when Metacooler came out and did stuff.
Rebirth.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It wasn't just Rebirth. It was the fact that he was actually doing okay as well. He's been him and Cooler have actually been probably the mainstays of that team for pretty much the entire season, which is cool. They've got those two working reasonably well, and that's great, that's cool. But they're not doing so much, it's not like the other players have stayed where they are and those two are suddenly, just ahead of them. The other players have regressed, which is really where Team Cold suffers, and, the Earth Defenders have sort of done almost the opposite, where, their good players have stayed pretty good, and then the other players have sort of, come on a lot. It's been fantastic for you guys.
Yeah. We put them on really hard.
Oh, sorry, carry on.
We put them on really hard training regimens, and they didn't want to be whipped anymore, so There you go.
The one way to stop those whippings is to destroy the other team.
Yep.
Yeah, it's to brutally beat people to death.
Yeah. Yamcha and Tien really paid attention to those lessons.
God, I dread to think what Chaozu had to endure.
Yeah, I would rather not mention it.
So let's not go into that.
Imprisoned for war crimes.
If we look at the stats, obviously the majority of the stats this week will be before Week 12's matches.
Yes.
Before Week 12's matches, Frieza, of course, is their best player.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Mecha Frieza, who did not do well this week, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then Cooler and Metacooler, respectively. And then King Cold at 29,000 points of damage a week.
Yeah.
You don't want to trust him going up against anyone.
Used to
let
be
alone-
amazing. He did stuff in the past. I don't understand. What have you done?
Don't worry. It's okay.
It's depressing. He has a cape and everything. How have you screwed this up? I'm sorry.
The cape can't carry him anymore.
No, apparently
It's
not.
too much.
Apparently nobody's
Too much to
intimidated
bear.
by that anymore.
Yeah.
Or the sword.
Apparently not. No, you'd have thought that, like just the sword makes him really fucking scary, but apparently not. No, nobody gives a shit anymore.
Wasn't it the other week you said it was because he was castrated?
Did I say that?
I remember finding that very funny.
I'm sure you would. You heartless
I seem
bastard.
to remember that, yeah.
Well, I don't. I just say things. Why do people remember what I say? I don't understand. You shouldn't pay attention. Except when you should. Yeah.
Well,
Except
there's the
when-
advice. That's the advice for this week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
listen to us except when you should.
Yeah. No, don't listen to me except when I'm right.
Exactly. That sounds.
Which is
sounds
most
great.
of the time, to be fair.
Anyway, Cold, if they won this week, it would have done wonders for their playoff chances.
Would have
but
been
now
bloody insane for them.
I'm starting to think they're not going to make it.
Truthfully, it didn't change at all.
No.
Because Booz and
yeah.
Gohan's
Lost.
both lost as well.
Yeah, you guys suck, Northcote. What the fuck?
You're doing fine.
Doing it wrong.
Fine. You're doing
Don't
great, guys.
understand.
Good job. High five.
It's like
That's
here's
right.
what's terrifying, right? And this is like the opposite of where it should be. Okay. Excuse me, I'm just gonna belch a bit. Right. The 4 lowest win-loss records in the entire league. 3 of them are in North Kai. Again, 1 of them is in East Kai. That is. No. Guys, listen. Reason that it's North Kai is because you're supposed to be the best.
Well, the best win-loss records in North Car as well. So
Yeah, but it's not the best team, though.
it is actually. To be fair, let's not get carried away here, Rebel. And then if you look at Earth Defenders in South Kai, I would say you're in a solid place. You've still got a match lead on Rugrats. I don't know if you've beaten them yet. Have you beaten the Rugrats?
We have beaten them, yes.
In that case, you're in quite a strong position, but you're still a bit far
Did you
away
beat
from the
Ginyu?
margin.
I imagine you beat Ginyu.
No, they were our first match.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, they were our first match, and we lost.
Ah. So they were.
Well, that's pathetic. No.
Hey, you guys suck. Fuck,
We
man.
lost
What are
with
you
a
doing?
bar. It's okay.
Whatever.
Hey, I just became coach. I still had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
And still don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Terrible throw.
But yeah,
Oh,
at least
I'm
that
gonna
win
enjoy
kept you in
this.
the running. Do you think you'll get first place?
It really all depends on if we can beat the Majins next week. It really does.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Because I have a feeling that we're going to need to be equal at the end of the season, and then the divisional match will be the tiebreaker. See if we get the bye week or not.
Yeah. That's not entirely.
That will be an interesting match, I think.
Yeah.
Settling North Kai.
Yeah,
Well,
to
I
be
say
honest with you,
settling.
like, going into that match, I'd probably put my money on the Earth Defenders. Although I imagine we'll get into that a little bit later. I like jumping the gun, I'm sorry.
Brilliant. Speaking of jumping the gun, next match: Blades versus Saiyans.
Wait.
Which
Oh.
Saiyans won
Wait, how do Blades and Saiyans have anything to do with guns? I don't understand.
because Blades with the 4 guns.
But because Gallic Gun, man, Gallic Gun.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
Okay, I
You
understand.
fool. God, he's such an idiot. Anyway, Saiyans won, which was surprising. I did not expect them to win, especially after the start.
No, I didn't expect them to win.
In fact, King Vegeta became an elite this week.
I know, he's the worst one. He's the worst one before this week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Oh no,
Napper
Napper.
is, yeah.
No, Napper and Turles are worse, but still.
Okay, so he's what, like the 3rd best player on their team then?
Yeah. And he's about 8,000 points off the 2nd place.
Jesus Christ!
And now he's the elite.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, that's right. I'm the best player on the team.
Of course, it would
I
be
am the
King
elite.
Vegeta too. He's the king.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
They didn't. They didn't want to get any sort of execution going on there. That's the limits to my medieval knowledge. Just saying that. Otherwise,
That's
the
the
joke
limit-
might be a bit better.
That's the limit to your humour. You mean?
No. No,
Wow.
I don't. But hang on, let me just double check here. Saiyans Blades. They're still top. I think they put up a decent fight, but King Vegeta, that did not help their chances. I don't think they put out their strongest team either, if I recall correctly.
Tao, Tapion, Janimba, Yajirobe. It's not far off it.
That's fairly strong, actually.
I mean, it's not like they left out Tapion or Tao, so
Mm.
you know, it's pretty strong.
Benching Sword Trunks was a pretty good idea against how Saiyans have been doing.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the thing is, you know, you're getting to this point of the season where a lot of, you know, you can be as tactical as you want when it comes to, you know, weeks 1 to 10. But once it starts getting to sort of this point in the season, you're looking at, well, shit, we have to bench these people.
Yeah.
You know, you for the last several weeks, your rotations are almost fixed in certain cases.
Oh, well,
So.
there's one that is fixed that I noticed, which I'll bring up later on.
Cool.
Ooh. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, you
I'm
better keep
hooked.
on watching. God.
Yeah, it's not gonna feed this to you like right now. Jeez.
Saiyans are still a way away from making a playoff spot, but that win
Yeah.
obviously helped.
Yeah,
2
it's a
matches
shame.
away, and I
Well,
don't know if they've beaten the Valkyries.
I'm not sure. Also, I did think it was
Yeah.
funny. This was like one of the few bits of commentary I actually listened to. I can't remember what I was doing at the same time.
You're probably drunk again.
Probably, yeah, probably. It's funny. I remember very little of the actual commentary, which makes me think I either had it muted or I was doing something else at the same time and just didn't have my headset on. But I remember one bit of the commentary, which was quite funny. You go find out whatever it was you're going to find out. Where Squee was talking about like what we'd do in terms of a 3-way tiebreaker, which I'm pretty sure we discussed like last Zcast. Or
Yeah, we
Zcast
did.
before
Yeah,
that.
we did.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I specifically remember that.
Yeah, I smirked at that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, what were you looking for, HK?
Well, I was just noticing
Mhm.
that Muscle and Saiyans are playing next week.
Yes, indeed.
So Saiyans absolutely need to win that. If they want
So
any
do
chance
Muscle,
at the playoff.
if they want to get their
Yeah.
bye week.
Exactly. So that's going to be another huge match. Looking like week 13 is going to be
Week 13 is going to be insane.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. Week 13 is
Yeah.
going to be amazing.
Gonna be crazy. But if we get Blades. I think all of Isekai lost actually, didn't they? This week?
Looks like, yeah.
Oh no, Derp.
The...
Derp
Derp
beat
won.
Boo.
Yeah, that's true. That is
We'll
true.
get to that in a minute.
I tell you
anyway.
what's really interesting, and what I want to give one person in particular on the Saints credit for is Dimension Satire has suddenly has taken a far more active role in recent weeks with the Saints, and actually doing a lot of customization, doing a lot of talking, and doing an awful lot of really intelligent build making. And it's really paid off for them. You know, they've got that elite player. They have Nappa working, and it's looking really, really promising for them. You know, obviously they've got Vegeta already, or Scouter Vegeta already. You know, already a big threat for any team.
Same with
So, yeah,
Bardock, truthfully.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But as I've said probably quite a lot of times before, you can't rely on even 2 players to actually win you out
Yeah,
the
you
game.
really
Earth
can't.
defenders. Can't rely on Tien forever, you know. It's not gonna happen.
One day he'll get old.
Yeah, one day he'll get old. He might even get sand in his third eye. You never know. Dude's really frustrating at times.
I can imagine he keeps that eye pretty well protected. Right.
He tries to.
He's got like the underlid like a shark has. He doesn't actually blink.
Yeah.
It's quite disconcerting.
No, absolutely.
The next match is Ginyu Force versus Super Saiyans, which Super Saiyans won.
Really, I'm so surprised. I never saw that coming.
Me neither. No. This was another test week for us. We're going to be doing them all the time now.
I don't know. A lot of these test weeks are really solid builds.
I know, funny that, isn't it?
It's funny. It's funny how HJK's tests end up like actually being well considered. It's strange. I'd never have expected it.
I know. It's
here's the thing, and here's the thing that's worth it's worth mentioning for teams. Like people have been saying. I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually read the comments because, quite frankly, I don't care. But it's certainly been going through some people's minds that, hang on a second, Super Saiyans are doing testing, and yet they're still winning handily. Mm-hmm. You've got to remember that, you know, who you're talking about. You're talking about a team with 2 people customizing them, for the most part, who've been here, I'm pretty sure, since the beginning. Haven't you, HJK? You and Himmel?
I've been here since the beginning. Himmel was since season 2.
Right. So basically, since the season that we've had customization.
Yeah.
You know, proper customization. The Super Saiyans have had 2 people who have grown in experience and worked together pretty well, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm. And know the strengths and weaknesses of their characters like the back of their frickin' hand.
I wouldn't imagine that HTK knows the back of his hand particularly well, but I take your point.
My feet. I know pretty well.
Oh God!
We could have that
I don't even want to know. I'm not even going there.
We're not going into that. Okay,
no,
that's
we're not. We're staying firmly away from that.
I do also want to point out that we will still be doing well. We're not testing AIs so much. It's more Pataras. That's why the team will still do well in general. If we were testing AIs, you can expect slight variations in us winning and losing. But we pretty much have the AIs nailed down, I think. There's very few characters on our team that we need a new AI for. So
I think the risk with changing around AIs is that it's just so unpredictable a lot of the time. And in terms of the AIs, it's a big thing about, you know, you've got an AI that works well, that doesn't, you know, screw around too much, and then actually designing the build so that you get the maximum effectiveness out of that AI.
Like Gohan. Oh my God, that was so good. All those weeks where Halo's just not been that good. Now it fucking kills everyone. It was so good to watch.
I'm pretty sure every team has tried Halo at least once. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna put Halo. Everything's gonna be awesome. And no, it's been terrible. And Super Saiyans go, you know what? Test builds. Let's put Halo. Destroys an entire team.
Yeah, but that's where the whole thing that we were saying about the AIs goes. You know, if your AI doesn't actually do anything, then of course Halo's not gonna fucking help. It's gonna be awful. But if your AI is already pretty good, then using Halo as the accompaniment to that and just let it loose is a really good idea.
Gohan is the best person for a Halo thing as well. He's got
shit.
Pretty much everything you need in a Halo. He's got this cheap, damaging move, a B1 that gets you to full energy with no cost, and then just keep spamming them. Yeah. Go crazy.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's not bad.
With Halo, his super or explosive Madan, I can't remember which one it is, only costs 1 bar of ki. 1! What?
That's right. It's 5 in a row.
Oh.
He doesn't use that stupid barrage move, which costs more and does less damage.
Yep.
But you know, you can't have everything.
Dragonball Z logic, ladies and gentlemen.
Ginyu, on the other hand, kind of needed that
They
win.
really did need that win.
Yeah.
I'm
Which is,
sorry.
a major contribution of why I don't think they're gonna make it.
It's
They-
now they're behind Rugrats.
Yeah.
They sort of have a chance to edge out Rugrats.
They do. They have a chance.
They do.
It's not a very good
They
one,
have-
but they have a chance.
They're
Well,
gonna
they
have
have
to
them.
win every week though.
Yeah, I think so.
They have the match, kind of what's it called, match in hand, I guess. What do you call it? I don't know.
Yeah, if they
Where
tie,
they-
then yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Wait, did they
Yeah.
win
But,
that? I imagine they did.
They did.
They did.
That, yes.
The problem is that they're going up against the Valkyries next week, and Margins the week after, and Margins are going to really be wanting to win that one.
Oh
So,
yeah, definitely.
if for the Margins,
Especially
that's
after they-
probably going to be one of the easy, in inverted commas, wins that they get.
Ouch. That hurt.
I said inverted commas! God.
Ah, funny.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, the next match, Valkyries versus Muscle, which Muscle won. They are doing
How the
quite
fuck
well.
did Muscle win that? Muscle
Yeah.
never win that matchup. I don't understand.
I know they're doing so well. It's all Roshi. Screw 13 and Bojack.
No,
It's-
absolutely.
It's the
that's
Dragon Ball
what's-
character.
That's what's ridiculous here. Is 13 and Bojack ought to be the strongest, scariest, and most powerful people on that entire fucking team. And technically, and Broly. And technically they are. Technically. If you just go off like base things and how they should be performing, they are. But they just haven't got the AIs. Like literally that's what it is. If they get the AIs to get those guys working, not even the builds to accompany them, fuck that. The AIs that make those characters do what they should do and not fuck around, then they have probably a season-winning team. A team that probably rivals, if not beats, the Super Saiyans at their best.
Indeed.
And that's
Yeah.
just an
Season
AI
3.
thing.
Season 3.
Yeah, I'm
Need
sorry.
I say
I'm sorry.
more?
Like Shenron was great, and Shenron was OP. By just his base stats were OP.
I wouldn't say he was OP.
No,
on
no, no.
Muscle.
You're
On
right.
Muscle,
Let
he was definitely too much.
Yeah, on Muscle he was too much, but his base stats compared to like everything else, especially on Muscle,
Quite
when you have a team at that time who was already on par, if not better, if you look at 13 and Bojack and Broly. Sorry, I keep on forgetting about Broly. Broly's always been
He's
shit. I
quiet.
keep on forgetting about him.
He's a quiet
Yeah.
guy.
Who
He
yells
doesn't like to draw
Kakarot in the
attention.
corner. But like Shenron was, as you said, way too much on that team, and his base stats were just that little bit better. And once the AI was, and if the AI was down on him, then Muscle was already being a pain in the ass. But
Well, they were like we were this
Yeah.
season.
hey, I'm seeing parallels here.
I mean,
I
they were
wonder
really,
what
really
divisions
powerful.
the Super Saiyans will be in next season.
Anyway,
But yeah, like, here's the thing. Like, you get 13 and Bojack, Broly to a lesser extent, but you get, like, one or even two of those two to work, you guys are straight back up into almost being unbeatable, as far as I'm concerned. And then you tailor a build around what they do, and not what you want them to do, then, I find it very difficult a lot of the time, like, to see, like, to look at the potential that Muscle has, if they get their AI sorted out, to look at that team and look at the potential that that team has with AIs that function properly and builds that complement those AIs, I don't see any other team being able to challenge them with any great regularity.
No, it'll be a completely different game every time.
No, absolutely. But
they definitely have the potential to be a really strong team, like season 3.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, even now, they still have that potential, but it's a case of hitting that right AI and that right build that complements the AI to make it that much more effective.
I think it's taken all season to get Garlic to that point.
Yeah. And even now, I'm not quite convinced that the AI might be sort of there, but I'm not even convinced that the build is, to be honest with you. Like, I still see so much more that Garlic can do.
I completely agree.
Valkyries, on the other hand, from their unbeaten start in the start of the season, I don't know. I don't want to say they're slipping because they are still one of the most high-ranking teams in the league.
Yeah, still all right, I suppose.
But 7-5 is closing in on a 50-50 win rate.
Yeah.
For a team that was pretty... if you look at Muscle, who has the same
a
rate,
team that was one of the
defenders,
top 3 teams, or one of the top 3 teams at the the start of the season, undefeated. And
and then when you look at Muscle or Earth Defenders, they had a really bad start to the season, which gives them a reason to not be... to be 7-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valkyries, on the other hand, I don't know what's happened.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't either.
I think... I don't want to... I know they wouldn't be just relying on fashion. I'm sure they're trying to do something, but...
I don't know, absolutely. The Valkyries are one of the teams in the league that have a very good team. That have a very good
brilliant
workforce behind them. I'm going to use you guys as workforces, and yeah, that sounds about right. They have a very good workforce behind them. They tend to be reasonably active. They're quite talkative. They go over builds. They have some decent enough ideas. I think the one thing that the Valkyries workforce... I'm sorry, that sounds terrible. Even I feel bad saying that. Jeez. Huh.
Sounds like Byrne whipping his players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's terrible. Byrne, you're a
gotta do what
person.
you gotta do.
Yeah. The thing I would say that the Valkyries behind-the-scenes team lacks, compared to a team like the Super Saiyans or the Earth Defenders, or even like the Blades, or... Not sure about the Dragon Ball Warriors, but I think I'd probably include them in this as well. I think the one thing that the Valkyries lack is a person or a couple of people with a really, really deep understanding of the players and the Pataras, and just a sort of affinity for just getting shit to work properly. Because if you look at like the way that the Dragon Ball Warriors have been able to do stuff, the way that the Super Saiyans have been able to do stuff, and the way that the Earth Defenders have improved certainly over the past 5 or 6 weeks, that has been just fucking insane. And I think that's probably the one bit of the customization part of this that the Valkyries lack. They've done wonders with Fasha. Fasha is amazingly good right now.
Oh yeah.
But the rest of the team, but that almost feels to me like that was a lucky land. They thought, right, what, this looks promising, we'll try this, and let's see what happens, and oh my god, did it work. Mm-hmm. But it seems like they've been trying that with the rest of the team as well.
Yeah.
That might be unfair. That may be unfair. But that's what it feels like, from what I've seen, and from what I've seen in terms of builds as well.
I know they definitely have been trying a lot with Pan.
No, they absolutely have.
Nothing has been working out with her.
No.
I'm looking at 18 stuff. She's been getting better in the weeks she's been on default AI, so they seem to be onto something with her.
I'm pretty sure default AI was something that they had on her before, and then they tried changing that. And
no. They had Tien for the first half of the season, and she did.
No, I mean last season.
Oh, I don't know about last season. This season they started with Tien,
yeah,
and now they're back at default, and she's been doing better.
I can't remember. They had someone on default for most of last season. Let me check.
Now, which one was? I know they were female.
I know 118 was on TNAI towards the end of that season. So, maybe I'm horribly wrong. I'm horribly wrong. I'm sorry. I take everything back.
Wow, that's a first. Note that down, everyone. He just admitted he was wrong. You're not going to get that for another 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next match is Dragon Ball Warriors versus Gohans, which Dragon Ball Warriors won.
Dragon Ball Warriors won through a sheer amount of frickin' tagging.
Yes.
Let's pull up the tags for that week.
Oh god. Here we go.
Dragon Ball Warriors, 5 tags. That's 50,000 health.
Yeah.
Compared to the Gohans, who did 2 tags, but Ultimate Gohan did 3,000 damage. So
Jesus Christ.
Nam just opened up a can of whoop ass on him. Team Gohan tried to bring it back by becoming elite this week, but
he tried, he made an effort, but shit.
5 tags. There's nothing more I need to say.
No.
Oh, Team Gohan. Sorry, I was just thinking Team Gohan. I do miss him.
You've got adult Gohan. Stop whinging, you little bitch.
I'm nostalgic. I want him when he was... No,
OP.
I'm not going to say that, 'cause that's
Horrifically OP.
I'm not going to say. Anyway, the Gohans...
What is it with the Super Saiyans? The fuck is it with the Super Saiyans?
General awesomeness, I think, is what we like to call it.
Yeah.
I am translating that, ladies and gentlemen, to mean sheer dumb luck.
Sorry, again, he wasn't cut out. Just saying. He had problems with his mic. Saiyaman, let's have a look. Saiyaman, Kid Gohan, and Ultimate Gohan is not even doing 40,000 points of damage a match. No. That is weird. He was so good at the end of last season.
It's Future Gohan now, isn't it? Future Gohan.
It's Future Gohan.
Yeah.
They just don't want Gohan to make good. Kid Gohan, I would think Saiyaman is the one you probably need to work on. Obviously, he has the least damage.
Yeah.
But
he has been
I think he has the most potential.
He has been doing sort of okay as of late. This week he's done at least 40k.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
45,000. So.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
As soon as they put him back on default, he was doing stuff again. Not as great as he was last season, but still pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's definitely got the most potential. I remember him doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And he was it default AI he was on all last season then?
Yeah. And we even made a special stat for him just to keep track of the junk shots. He's only thrown out 6. It's week 12.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
horrific. No wonder he's doing so terribly. I will say,
Pathetic.
I will say, for the Gohans as a team, that they've been pretty much a one-man show for most, if not all, of the season. And in recent weeks, there hasn't been much, if anything, in the way of customization. You know, got a couple of new members recently, so hopefully things will pick up after that. But really, they've pretty much been a one-man show. I think Obsidian was ill the past couple weeks, so that's certainly not been helpful for them. You know, they've had no one to take over, no one to do any kind of customization at all. You know, that's been a huge problem for them. And hopefully that'll pick up. You know, hopefully that's going to change. Because the Gohans are a really, really good team. They've got I think Kid Gohan is an amazing player. I love Kid Gohan. He's brilliant. And the rest of the team is really, really solid. But it's a case of just getting the information and getting the chat going in their subforum and actually getting ideas bouncing around. Which, you know, when you're on your own, it takes a very certain kind of person to be good at building a team on their own.
Yeah.
You know, it's very helpful for a lot of people to just sort of not even have someone else customizing with them or throwing ideas, but just having someone to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very useful for a lot of people. I personally quite enjoy just being on my own and sort of thinking into my own head. I'm quite happy with that. But I think I'm probably in a pretty big minority in that case. It's a split of personalities that does it. It's basically like having other people in the room.
So you're just sitting there talking to yourself.
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm sitting there pretending HDK's on a Skype call with me and just yelling at him, and then suddenly I get a flash of inspiration, and it's perfect.
It's really awkward when I'm actually on a Skype call with him.
Wait, you're actually here? Shit! Oh god!
Yeah.
Oh no, this is terrible.
I was like, Rebel, why have you called me? Shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up, I'm listening! I'm listening
I haven't said anything.
to the
Shut
internet.
up! Anyway.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Warriors kept them at the top when they could have so easily lost that top spot just then.
Well, I've been tied for the top spot.
Muscle beat them though, so they wouldn't.
Well, yeah, true.
Muscle
true.
be top.
That would be very true. Yeah.
That would I would find that rather amusing, to be fair, if they had they had done that. But unfortunately, They just decided to be all strategic and tag and stuff.
And win.
Yeah.
Despicable strategies here. I greatly disapprove.
Team's doing well.
No, I know, how dare they? But no, like Dragon Ball Warriors is one of those teams, like basically a complete opposite of the Gohans. The Dragon Ball Warriors tend to be a hive of activity. They talk a lot. They get some really good ideas going. They have a lot of really, really good customizers there who know a good amount about the players, and certainly a good amount about their specific players and how they work. And it shows. I mean, come on, there are Dragon Ball character, Dragon Ball level of characters that are, North Kai next season?
The most damaging team, definitely.
Most damaging team and third best team in the entire league.
Yes, third best. That changed recently.
Well, I don't know about damaging team, but they're the third best team in the league right now.
Yes.
Well, and damaging.
Oh, right. Well.
Yeah. They're definitely doing very well for, as you say, a team of people who are arguably weaker. So, good job. Pat on the back there.
No, I think I'll keep my hands clean. Thank you.
Wow. That's the next match, Rugrats versus Namek, which Rugrats won.
Yeah, keeping him in contention for that second spot.
Definitely
Namek,
surprising.
on the other hand, I don't know about Namek. They always do this. They always start so well, like the Valkyries. And...
Yeah, it's a bit like season 1, isn't it?
Yeah, except we beat them this time.
Ooh.
So
blows a throat.
Anyway.
Who was there on the Nameks in season 1? I think Mesmery might have been. Actually.
I think so.
I think Mesmery was on. I think that's about it. Virtually no one's gonna get that HJK. God.
I'm so old.
Yes, you are.
But
you're very old.
Tambourine, I don't know how much they've been changing Tambourine up, but he just seems to be not doing.
They haven't. He's pretty much been the same. Like, he's been Majin Buu AI with a defense build. I think the thing is, and I think this was something that they were discussing in their subforum, was that it's not necessarily in most cases that people have gotten the chance of, like, gotten wind of how Tambourine works and how to counter him. It's more a case that Tambourine's AI actually hasn't been doing what he's, like, what's been winning him. In games. He's not been doing those really cool, throw combos. He's not been doing that. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. He's not been doing that really good follow-up, really aggressive style of play. He's actually been pretty bad recently, which is really, really bad for the Nameks. I mean, he's pretty much been their pillar. Where the rest of the team might fluctuate in how good they are. Tambourine at the beginning of the season was fantastic. And they could rely on the rest of the team to mop up, but not anymore, it seems.
These last couple of weeks, he's been wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
Go week 8, 25,000. Week 9, which is out. Week 10, 30. And then week 11, 84. And then, obviously, this week, 38.
Yeah, it's
unfortunate.
Yeah, it feels like an AI thing rather than anything else. And it feels like... It just feels like one of those random fluctuations in the AI. I don't know if that's like the AI itself is actually solid, but it's just been derping every now and then, or whether the AI itself actually needs changing. You've just been having some really lucky weeks with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to know what they've tried and how long they've tried it for. And quite frankly, I don't know, and I can't be able to go and find out. It'll take too long. I'm sorry. I don't have that kind of dedication.
Even without Tambourine, they still have a fairly strong,
very solid team
selection. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, like Piccolo, King Piccolo, even Nail and early Piccolo aren't doing that much less than a character's worth of damage.
Well, Nail is so far as of last week. Nail is at 40,000, just over. Early Piccolo's not quite there. Neither's King Piccolo, but they're doing what I would expect from an average team.
Yeah, exactly.
Except their win-loss record's 5 and 7.
5. Well, to be fair, they are second as well with that rating. So I guess it's not that bad, but
it's not that bad for them like now in their division. But when it comes to the playoffs, you have to start thinking about the playoffs now. How is that going to go for you? How far are you going to get there? And
just to judge the caliber or compare the performances, I guess. 5 and 7 in East Kai is the second and third ranked team.
Yeah.
In West Kai and South Kai, it's the last team at 5 and 7.
And in North Kai, that'll get you second place. That will get you just a guaranteed second place. Nobody will challenge you.
Yeah.
That's what North Sky's here for.
Yeah.
It's to make you feel better about yourself. I'm sure it's not, but anyway, Rugrats. Very strong performance. A new elite character
Trunks
was born on this day.
Not surprising, really, to be
Kid
honest.
Trunks.
I'm surprised.
Kid Trunks
the one thing I'm
for the
surprised
second
about.
time this season.
Oh right, nice. They get a second star then. Cool. Like, I'm
King
surprised
Stamp.
Kid Trunks hasn't been elite more often. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. I rephrase that. I would be surprised that Kid Trunks wasn't elite more often if it hadn't been for Gotenks. There.
Yes.
That's a better way of phrasing it. Because Kid Trunks in and of himself is phenomenally good. I'm actually surprised that Goten hasn't been, but again, I guess Gotenks.
Goten, well, as of week 11, I think, he was... Where's Goten? 9th. And Kid Trunks was 38th.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's most likely going to change.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Goten has been so far the strongest player.
Yeah.
Well, but like I was saying before, this wasn't the second time he's been elite. The second time he's hit the field all season.
Oh.
Actually, no, the third time.
The
Third time.
Like I said, the thing is that Goten tends to come in first, then he transforms into Gotenks, so Kid Trunks doesn't do anything. He doesn't get the opportunity to do anything, you know. It doesn't matter what Goten does. Kid Trunks himself doesn't actually do anything. He's just there as a stat line to buff Gotenks a bit.
Yep.
It's what he's there for. And Goten himself, you know, is, while he's a fantastic character, I think he's more of a tag-in character. You know, tag-in, you know, use some sort of savior build with, you know, some, either, you know, a combination of punches and then some sort of B2, probably an assault, and then move on from there. But, you know, you see Kid Trunks fighting for himself just with a basic melee build.
Yeah.
That's insane. He's really good.
He is.
Hasn't he won the league MVP thing like 3 times?
Yeah, in a
or
row.
something?
He's just bullshit. It's ridiculous.
OP.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Hardly.
I think he should go on Super Saiyans. Anyway. Moving swiftly on.
I'm making absolutely no comment because I've got so many jokes I can't actually sort through them.
Again, Rebel wasn't cut out there. The next match, Margins versus Androids, which Margins won. Now, I didn't actually see this apart from the ending, so...
I remember Cell
never filled me
being,
in.
like, just fucking weird. Like, he did amazingly well, and then... You're going to correct me here, Bern, if I'm wrong, but he did amazingly well for most of the game and then died. Like, right at the end, when it mattered, he just flew around for... Like, someone charged up... I can't remember who the last person for the Margins was, but whoever it was tagged in, charged up to max power. The Cell charged up to max power as well. But Cell got there first, didn't do anything, and then flew around for a bit, and then finally got caught in the face. And then punched.
Yep.
It's pretty much what I
think
remember.
It was Spopovich.
That sounds about
Spopovich,
right,
if I remember
yeah.
correctly.
That was
But-
just... Ugh, it was disgusting.
The main thing that lost the game for the androids was the fact that Jiro did no grabs.
No, that is true, yeah. Yeah, if Giroud actually did something and been useful, I reckon the androids would have had that hands down.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And it would have been awesome if they did, because then
Yeah.
I would have been
Yes,
that
it
much
would.
closer.
I think someone might be biased.
Nah, biased? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it actually would have
the
made
meaning of
Isekai
the
even
word.
more interesting. Like, that would have been a tie for top spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has Blades and Androids 4 yet? Actually, I don't even know.
Blades and androids.
Yeah, they must have done.
Yes.
Yes, they must
they
have.
have. We're not going to go back and check.
No,
them
I just
all,
looked at the
are we?
last 3 matches. I
Same.
assume, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I
Same.
did that too. Well, they have played. It doesn't matter who won, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
But yeah, like you said, the Margins are the second strongest team in the league right now. Pretty formidable, and they're the top most damaging team as of week 11. I'm not sure if that will have changed this week, judging by the fact it was a close game. But
I'm not sure. With all these elites, it's hard to rank that. It's just 3 elites in 1 week. I don't.
it's too much.
Yeah.
It's an awful lot, yeah.
All the ceremonials. stuff,
Androids won against the Blades. Week 1.
Perfect. So that would have been a great match for them.
That would have been perfect. That would have put them at top. Yeah.
That's a shame. I did want the androids to win that one, to be fair. But, oh well. Never mind. The final match is Boo versus Derp.
See, this was an interesting one.
Yes, it was actually quite interesting.
Salza did something.
Is now an elite player.
Close, actually. He did 92k.
Oh, that must be so annoying.
Bullshit.
Close. Fucking close. Wow. But
you see Salza like storm out.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Screw this.
Done.
I'm out. I'm leaving. Fuck you guys. I'm done.
But the Boo was the Boo.
Boo.
Kid. I pretty much mean Kid Boo was really shown up this week.
oh yeah, definitely.
He did hardly anything. It's kind of a shame, really. And again, as I've been saying, it shows that they rely on Kid Boo too much.
Kid Boo and Evil Boo. Which Evil Boo was rotated out this week?
I think the thing with the Boos is that's changed from previous seasons is the Boos always used to be a team that it didn't matter who you were up against. Kid Boo was always their strongest player. But it didn't matter who you were up against. You were gonna have to fight for your fucking life. And because, what seems to have happened is that it seems to be that the Boos have sort of stayed generally where they are in terms of their strength. Kid Boo's advanced a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the league, and this is something I've said for a lot of teams, is that the rest of the league's just gone on. Has gotten better, has done... Not even has done things better, but has just been a bit luckier. Gone the right way with their customization, done the right thing. Whether or not that was by luck or judgment is sort of not really here or there. I also think the Boos are lacking, again, what I've said before, in terms of the team... I think this is more important now than it ever has been before, in terms of their team... Their back team, their workforce, as it were. Because it is basically Scutty B right now. I think there's an extra person in now, but for most of this season, and certainly in terms of activity-wise, recently, it's just been Scutty.
Definitely.
So there is a big problem for them in that regard. And I think that's a trend you can sort of see with some of the lower teams. I don't think that's exclusively the case. Cold now has a very active, there's actually quite a few of them now. There's at least 4 or 5 people. At least 4 people there now. There might even be 5. I haven't counted. I just look at names and avatars and then go, oh right, okay, whatever, forget that. So there's a number of people now at Cold, and I would expect to see better things from them. I don't know if I should be, but I would expect to see better things from them. The Gohans and the Boos, sitting there at 4 and 8, are struggling as a team with ideas. Derp sitting down there at 4 and 8 as well. Whilst they have a number of members, they're not very active in terms of their communication. And as I've said again earlier on in this Ecast, they lack that really solid. Not even coach. They just lack someone with a very solid grasp of how things work. Mm-hmm. Which they really shouldn't do, to be honest, but they do. I think that's changing for teams like Saiyans. It's certainly changed for the Earth Defenders. It's certainly not been a thing for the Super Saiyans. It's certainly not a thing anymore for Dragonball Warriors. And yeah, things are certainly looking up for a lot of teams in that regard. And I think that, depending on what sort of quality of customization they end up being able to get out of extra people, I think that's going to change things.
Indeed.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it certainly changed the Earth Defenders from a South Kai team to, again, looking at this, potentially a North Kai team next season.
Mm-hmm.
Where you'll end up doing just as well as the other teams.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey, I'm not going to be complacent. No. No.
Trust me,
Good.
if
That's
you
the
do,
attitude.
you will never fucking hear the end of it. Just making sure you understand this.
I have to drill
I
down into
understand.
my team.
No, I know, it's funny. It's really funny.
Derp, though, I mean, as you say, they're having a bit of communications, but that win does keep them in the running for a possible playoff spot.
It does technically, but I don't think so.
I think it's getting less and less likely.
Yeah.
Well, actually saying that, Namek and Androids both lost. Derp won, so yeah, it is more likely now that they'll be in the playoffs than
I
last.
suppose.
They're still only one match away.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at something like Cold, Boo, and Gohans, they all lost.
Yeah.
So
Although-
at least Derp won.
True.
Derp have some really hard matches coming up. Super Saiyans, DB Warriors, Rugrats.
Why do you think I'm saying I don't think they're gonna make it?
Hang on, let's have a look. Androids, who have they got? DB Warriors.
Probably gonna lose that one.
Boo.
They'll
Boo, they'll probably beat.
They'll probably beat that.
And
Last
Cold.
one
Yeah,
is Cold.
Androids probably.
Androids are probably okay. I think Androids Cold is a fun rivalry. It's gonna be an interesting one.
I like that rivalry too.
Especially if Cold keeps performing like they have been the last few weeks.
I agree.
Yeah. Me too. And with that, we will cut back to Ronald the King, who is back for week 12 for the Zcast. And he'll be doing, once again, the top 5 wins, top 5 derps, and the match of the week.
Hey guys, sorry about missing last week. I'm glad to be back. As always, I'll start off my segments with the top 5 wins of the week. Starting it all off this week is King Piccolo, who knocked Cell Jr. to the ground, only to kick him back up into a B2. This smooth but startling transition into a super definitely earned the number 5 win spot for the week. Coming in at number 4 is Metacooler, who knocks back Chaozu and uses Rebirth to regain a bar and a half of life. Now, in at number 3 is Salza, who shows a Ki Blast to kick combo. It's not often that you see something so cool and weird in DBZ League. In at number 2 is Tapion, who times a B2 perfectly, hitting Turles as he fell. And finally, in at number 1 is Android 17, who unleashed a monster ultimate B2 combo. Dancing with his sister, Android 17 piles on the pain, unleashing a 19,000 point combo. The hoedown doesn't end here, however, as he finishes him off with an additional 3,000 points of damage. And that was the top 5 wins of the week. Now, on to the top 5 derps of the week. Coming in at number 5 for the top 5 derps of the week is Mecha Frieza, who takes a fully charged Kamehameha from across the map. In at number 4 is Garlic Jr., who charges headfirst into a Kamehameha by Pan of the Vowels. He takes 9,480 points of damage as part of the exchange. The number 3 derp of the week is by Raccoon, who waits a moment too long and eats a final flash. Coming in at number 2 is the evil King Piccolo, who stuns, drops, and proceeds to miss with an explosive demon wave. And the final derp of the week is between Tien and Mecha Frieza. Simply put, Mecha Frieza missed a grab and Tien missed a grab. That's pretty impressive. And those were the top 5 derps of the week. And now to the notable match of the week. The notable match of the week this week was the Saiyans Blades match. The underdog Saiyans were at a clear disadvantage for this match. The match started out with a clear mismatch between Nappa and the infamous Cyborg Tao. This mismatch worked heavily against the Saiyans, as the Blades took a commanding 3-bar lead. It was Turles who fought the spread and took out most of Tao's health before forcing him to tag. Turles then had to deal with the powerful Tapion, whom handily dispatched Turles without much issue. King Vegeta fought back with the help of his son, as he easily took care of Tapion as well as Jane NBA. Cyborg Tao and Yajirobe proved no match for the father-son duo, as the Saiyans won with 2 characters remaining. And that was the notable match of the week. Back to you guys over there.
Okay,
I'm going to be right back.
we-
We're going to take a pause.
Oh,
And HK's going to go through the rankings for each of the divisions.
Wow.
So I'm going to be right back.
I've been usurped.
Yes, you have.
In my announcer role.
Yes, you have.
Anyway, the divisions as they stand now are North Sky, Super Saiyans at 11-1, having, as you should all know, qualified for the bye week. Boos and Gohans tied at 4-8, and Cold in last place at 3-9. In East Sky, we got Blades at 6-6, Namek and Androids tied at 5-7, and Derp at 4-8. West Sky, we have Dragon Ball Warriors at 8-4, Muscle and Valkyries tied at 7-5, and Saiyans last at 5-7. There's kind of like a nice progression going up here. As we go down them, they get better. South Sky, finally, we have Margins at top at 9-3, Earth Defenders in second at 7-5, followed closely by Rugrats at 6-6, and last but not least, Ginyu at 5-7. And as we see the season close, things are getting a little tight now, to say the least. What would you say is the tightest division?
Tightest?
Yes.
I would say the tightest has to be South Sky.
Well, a lot hinges.
Actually, no, I lied. East Sky was probably tighter than that because it's only 2 wins between the worst East Sky team and the best East Sky team.
Did you just lie on the Zcast?
I did.
I heard the word lie on the Zcast. This is common practice. I completely understand. And what are we lying about?
Yeah.
Nothing. We do not lie on the
Yes, we do.
Zcast.
We always lie.
No, we don't.
We always lie. Aisha can never tell the truth. That's why he's on the Super Sense.
Ouch.
Wow.
Hello.
Wow, low blow. Sheesh.
Slap in the face.
I'm sorry, I'm in a good mood. What's up?
And now we will go back to Ronald the King, who will bring us some interesting stat changes for the week, and of course, the coach interview.
Now is the time for the rank changes segment, where I present my top 3 rank changes for the worse, and I present my top 3 rank changes for the better. Let's start off with the bad news, shall we? The first of the 3 rank changes for the worse is Ader. Ader dropped 11 spots in the rankings, putting him in at an average spot of 40. The second of the 3 rank changes is Android 13, who dropped 15 spots in the rankings this week. This puts the once almighty Android 13 in at spot number 68. I'm curious, what's going on, Team Muscle? And the final rank change of the week is Ultimate Gohan, whom dropped 17 places in the rankings, placing him in at a disappointing 66. Now, on to the 3 rank changes for the better. The first stat change for the better is Team Gohan, who rose 16 spots in the rankings. Team Gohan comes in at an impressive 6 in the rankings. The second change for the better this week was Kid Trunks, who climbed 17 spots in the rankings last week. Trunks is now at a cool 21 in the rankings. Now, the final positive rank change of the week is King Vegeta, who rose 19 spots in the rankings last week. He is now ranked in at spot 53. And that was the rank changes segment. Greetings everyone, I am back with the Season 5 Week 12 Coaches Interview segment. I'm joined with Kaio, the head coach of the Majins. How are you doing today, Kaio?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing really well, and that's good to hear. So you began coaching the Majins this year, correct?
Yeah, this is my first year of coaching the Majins.
That was straight off from coaching the Ginyus before, right?
Yes, and then before that I was in the minors.
Right. So, like, is there are there a lot of big differences between coaching a team like the Majins and coaching the Ginyu Force? Or
well, yeah, I mean, each team's its own different monster, and every character has their own differences. But one of the biggest differences, I actually have help this time with the Majins, so
yeah,
makes things a little easier.
Do you have any more flexibility with character roster? Is that a possibility in the future, or?
I believe I do. I don't want to say too much until everything's official, but I think since they are the Majins and Babidi, it's whoever was controlled by Babidi somewhat, I think I have a shot at some booze, but
oh wow,
nothing concrete.
That would definitely be really beneficial to you, I think.
Oh, definitely.
And I assume that the Boos would probably get something out of the trade as well. So, I mean,
Wow.
that's something that could work. That could work for both teams, actually. I think.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking about the character you're thinking of. Well, I mean, what's been going on with the Deborah, though? That's the real question that I want to ask, because he was a real power player in previous seasons, but now I don't think it's quite as much. Is there any specific reason for that? Is the team stepping up and him just staying where he was? What do you think it is?
Now he's definitely gone a little downhill. I think he's been coming back to his old self in these past like 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, it's just one of the things with DBZ League. Sometimes the computer just changes on you randomly, like an AI that used to be tried and true just derps on you, and you got to try to figure out the next best thing.
Yeah, well, it isn't like he's doing terribly either. I mean, he's holding his own against characters, but back in the day, he and Android 18 used to be rivals, and there was a lot of there was a lot of fear around that character in early seasons. Not so much in the last couple seasons, I don't think, at least.
No, but Spopovich took that spot for him.
Oh yeah, that's true. Spopovich can really go on some what's the word I'm looking for? Some rinds or
Rampages.
Rampages, yeah, that's a good word. Yeah, but it's not like you don't have any like really good characters on your team that really pull through for you. I mean, you've got Majin Vegeta, you've got Spopovich. And speaking about Majin Vegeta, what do you think about his ultimate? Do you think it's really worth it when he's low on health, or would you rather just take the chance of him throwing out some supers and dealing some good damage?
I mean, like you said, it kind of depends on where he is health-wise. If he's down to less than half a bar of health, and let's say he just finished off a character, and if he's not going to tag and a new character comes out, I'd rather he just hit that character for about 20,000 damage on that ultimate and, let the next fresh guy go in and finish him off.
That's true, and there's always a chance that he'll tag too, so you might as well get as much as you can out of that bar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, well, what do you feel are the biggest weak spots for Team Majins, if you really feel like there are any at this point? Bobbity?
Oh, without a doubt, Bobbity.
Have you thought about using an ultimate build on him, or is that what you have been using and you're just not throwing it out?
We were trying that. We were trying with the TNAI build, and he just was not throwing out his B2s as much.
Yeah.
We got him on a new build, and I think he's been throwing out B2s more consistently. It's just he's not one of those characters that can really hold his own against a lot of the other melee guys or better. If really likes Bobby, or he doesn't hate Bobby. He says that he still thinks that Bobby's a decent character. Would you agree with that statement, or do you think that Bobby's really just something that you'd rather stay away from your team? No, I think he can be good along with it. Like any other character in the league, they can do well. It's just he's not doing what I want him to do yet, so I got to keep tweaking around with him a bit.
I think that what is also exciting too is Maj Oob's ultimate. If Bobby isn't throwing out his ultimates, you might as well put some ultimate Vitaras on him. I mean, when he throws out his ultimate, it's almost impossible to dodge. It does so much damage. And if he's having a good day, it seems like he throws out multiple ultimates. He doesn't just stop at one. I mean, but then again, that could be a all or nothing kind of strategy, which isn't really preferable most of the time in DBZ League, because you can really get crushed if you try to do that kind of thing in this league.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just happy with him spamming out any and all B2s as he does.
And it definitely works with him, I think. You guys are you've got the second best win-loss record in the league, I think.
Yes.
Yes, I think that's quite the accomplishment. How did you guys do last year?
I'm trying to think. I actually didn't follow the Majins much last year, but they didn't do that well because they got dropped down from North Kai to South Kai. They were 5-10 last year.
Yeah. So what major changes did you make to the team to really improve him to this degree?
Honestly, one of the things I did was I changed Spopovich, his AI, and it hit off, and he turned from this character that couldn't be reliable to someone that is the 10th highest damaging character in all of DBZ League as of Week 12.
Mm-hmm. But once you get into the top 10 most damaging characters, that's when you start seeing teams go on runs, is when you have multiple players that are in the top 10. I believe Majin Vegeta is number 3 right now, if I'm correct, or number 4.
No, Majub is 4th.
Wow.
Spopovich is 10, and then Majin Vegeta is right there at 14th.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I thought he was higher earlier in the season.
I think he dropped a little bit just because of being rotated out or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, that team, if there's anyone that's really suited to take down the Super Saiyans, I think it's the Majins at this point. Especially if you can get Deborah to start performing like he once did, then you guys would easily be set. Now, one thing that is kind of worrisome is adult Gohan with that halo. That's kind of intimidating. Would you consider trying to test that on Deborah and Majin Vegeta?
Not this late into the season.
Not this late?
No, it's just Halo. It's one of those things that looks wonderful on paper, but if they'll actually use it correctly is a whole nother can of worms. And I've gotten this far without using it, and I'll sure test it later on, but it just seems way too risky to try it out with so much on the line right now.
So are you predicting semifinals for Majins? Finals, maybe? You guys are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, so what are you guys thinking?
I mean, I think with how my team is done, I think we can, take it all. I think we can go all the way. I'm not going to say that, oh, yeah, we're definitely going to do it. I mean, I have some hard competition. Just in my division alone, the Ginyu Force is doing a lot better than they did under me. The Rugrats are scary now that they're using Gotenks and Super Saiyan, and GT Goku's going to Super Saiyan 4 more often. And Earth Defenders are right on top, or right behind me, so they're obviously doing well this season too.
Yeah, and I don't know, the Rugrats, I think they've been getting a little bit more consistent throughout the season because, they had that whole Gotenks, should we use Gotenks or should we not use Gotenks fiasco at the beginning of the season, and I think that cost them some matches. If you look at the rankings, Trunks, Kid Trunks is at rank number, let me see. Whoa. I'm looking at the document right now, but it's kind of hard to look at.
Kid Trunks is 21st place.
Oh, well, yeah, that's also something to consider too, though, because he's all the way up at 21st place. I mean, that's really nothing to really shrug your shoulders at. And Gotenks, he's no schlub either, so... Goten.
Goten's 12th place, actually.
Yeah, Goten's 12th place. Kid Trunks is 21st place. I don't know if they factor in Gotenks' raw numbers into their raw numbers, so that could also be some of the reason as to why. But really, are you going to... That's something to think about, because is it worth using Gotenks to subtract those two great players from the lineup? Because those are some heavy hitters right there.
Oh, they're definitely some heavy hitters, but everything that Gotenks brings to the table, it's a great character, and as long as you don't use double Halo on him, he should be fine.
Yeah. I could see it working, and I could see it not working, too. And that's the real thing. If you don't get Gotenks to work, then you've really lost something that day.
Yeah, I think one of the only reasons I actually did beat them when we faced off was because they had double Halo on Gotenks, and he was at a bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, and I don't know what AI they try to use on Gotenks either, so that might also be something to look into in the off season or in the preseason next year.
Right.
Is there anything that we didn't really hit on that you want to talk about?
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is I just realized that if I somehow do manage to take the Majins to victory, I'll be the first coach to have won both the minors and the majors a season.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
And the Majins will have won. They did win a previous championship way back in one of the earlier seasons, didn't they? My memory is terrible. I think it was season 2.
Possibly. That was honestly, that was before I actually got into the league. I got into it during season 3, and then obviously season 4 was when I started with the Ginyus, and I don't know if they actually did win it. I think they made it to the playoffs pretty far. I don't know. I could be wrong. I honestly do not know.
Well, that's really something. That'd be quite the accomplishment if you did that this year. The Majins, the Super Saiyans, if you guys clash at the end of the year, that's going to be something to really see. That's going to be quite the sight. Hopefully you guys don't get matched up too early, because I think that would screw one of you out of a really good finishing place.
Maybe, but I think they want a little revenge for that one week when just Majin and Majin Vegeta took them all down.
Yeah. Majin Vegeta really do some damage. Maju certainly as well. It was good having you on, Kyle.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Maybe I'll talk to you later on in the playoffs.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
See ya.
Bye. And that was the coach's interview segment. Back to you guys.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the questions from the Zcast viewers.
Wait, we have viewers? When does that happen?
That's right. We finally got one.
Why the fuck do we have viewers? Who's stupid enough?
Well, we got the one viewer we have is now on the Zcast.
Oh yeah. Hey, Boom, what's your question?
Ah! Glad to be here. Thanks.
Awesome.
The first question is by two people asked April 8th, 2014 at 8:34 a.m. The above question will be irrelevant this week, so I'll ask instead, do you feel that the margins could potentially falter off their high perch, and that the Earth Defenders or the Ginyu Force will, I guess, take them off their perch?
Yeah. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think the margins could falter into second place. I think with 2 games in it, I don't think it's particularly likely.
Yeah.
They would need to lose... Well, they'd need to either lose to the Earth Defenders, and the Earth Defenders win the next 2 matches to be sure. I think it's certainly possible. They won't not make it to the playoffs. They can't not make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's possible they won't get the bye week. I'm not convinced it's particularly likely, but it certainly could happen.
Honestly,
I would love it if they missed. Sorry, you can't.
Honestly, think the only way that Earth Defenders will get that bye week is if we do take down the Majins next week, and then subsequently we have to take down either the Valkyries or the Dragon Ball Warriors.
Or both.
Or both. Which we could do.
No, you certainly could.
Yeah. Especially Valkyries, because against us...
Yeah, with the way they've been performing and what they used to doing against the Earth Defenders, it's certainly not out of the realms of possibility at all.
Well, the Valkyries is one of the teams that I mentioned earlier that are locked to their rotation.
Mm-hmm.
They have to bench Aurelia against us.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
That's very good for you.
That is very good for me.
Aurelia she haunts my dreams.
Yeah.
That rock throw is just ridiculous.
Truth be told, that's the one that I was scared of to go against.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be.
Not 18.
Not so much Fasha.
Twice elite player. Who cares about that?
Whatever.
It's the android child you need to worry about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because her melee outclasses almost all of our melee game.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why. I don't understand why. I think it's to do with stuns and stuff.
It's the belly bump. It has to be. It's the belly bump. And the hat.
Yeah, probably.
The hat with the little wings on it. It's too OP. Need nerf.
I think it is. I think
rather than OP is creepy as fuck.
Oh, yes.
Even so, we should still ban it.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Just because it makes us slightly creep down. Anyway, next question by Gray, asked on April 14th, 2014 10:08 p.m. What characters would be available to use by the androids? Is the requirement just that the characters charge like androids? Specifically, would Dr. Wheelo be available? I understand that the main theme of the team has been Android Saga characters, and changes probably won't happen, but seeing the possible options available to me and the team will be very helpful.
Hey, Squee, how about you answer this one for us? Good man.
You say no. Staff banter.
Right.
God dang it. I've sent him like 5 messages.
I'm gonna beat this fucking game. I'm gonna beat this joke into the ground. Do you understand? Gonna make this happen. I'm sorry. Just correct me if I'm wrong. You two, you guys know the characters better than I do. Isn't Dr. Wheeler that really big giant one?
Yes, he
Dr.
is.
Wheeler's the one we did for the gauntlet, right?
Oh yeah, that one. Right. In that case, no. Fuck off.
No way in hell.
No. Like, you could ask about other characters that you might have access to, but Dr. Wheeler, you can fuck off. No offense.
I think the androids are too strong a team to have someone like Dr. Wheeler one.
Well, I think any team is too strong a team to immediately have a character like Dr. Wheeler one. I'm sorry, I wouldn't give that character to a struggling Team Derp or Rugrats.
Yeah.
But the fact that the Rugrats are 6 and 6. But any team, even a team that was 1 and 11, I'm sorry, I would not give Dr. Wheeler to. Like, he might not be particularly brilliant in and of himself, but the potential of that, I don't know, immune to grabs and immune to rush B2s? No.
Basically.
No.
Yeah. Basically just a permanent giant ape.
Yeah, effectively.
Permanently.
There's a reason the Saiyans don't start in ape form. We'd quite like them to. It would thematically be quite interesting. But no. So,
Yeah.
in case you didn't get it, no.
Saying that though, the main theme of the team has been Android Saga characters. That doesn't mean
It's not even Android Saga characters because they have Eta, as far as I'm aware.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
It's
have
not
that.
okay. You will have to ask Squee specifically about this, and once he's here next, we will ask him for you if we remember, which we probably won't. So you might want to ask the question again for when Squee's here, or just send him a PM. Probably be the better idea.
Yeah.
But it could. The theme, as far as I'm aware, is members of the Red Ribbon. Is that right?
No.
The android. Like the people, the things that were created by Giro, as far as I'm aware, is the actual theme of the androids. I could be horrifically wrong about that, but I think it is.
I think the only theme of the androids is you have to be an android.
It may be, but I'm pretty sure the only characters that are accessible to the androids right now are things that Giro created. Because you ain't getting Metacooler.
Yes.
Because Cold can't get rid of him.
You're not getting a Rayleigh.
You're not getting a Rayleigh
because
one, because the Valkyries probably won't get rid of her, and 2, you'd probably be a bit OP with a Rayleigh.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not convinced we'd be happy with seeing you with a Rayleigh, but again, you probably should ask Squee, and if you really want that sort of thing, then you probably should ask the staff in a more official capacity than the Zcast. As amazing as we are...
What are you talking about? This is the official capacity for anything. If you want to order a pizza, you ask the fucking Zcast, right?
But I don't have any taste.
And on that note...
I don't understand.
We shall move on. You know what you always say about all those jokes popping into your head? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that now. The next question, by Private C. Ryan, on April 14th, 2014, 10:32 p.m. asks, with how it's going, who do you think is getting the bye week and into the playoffs?
I think the Super Saiyans might get it.
We went over that last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Burn, do you want to... You know what,
hey,
we went
Burn,
just for time
spout
purposes.
opinions.
For time...
Alright, so I think in North Kai, Cold is definitely going to get the bye week because I think the Super Saiyans are sort of getting complacent because they're on test builds and they're going to fail. I'm just kidding.
In the face there.
Super Saiyans are definitely getting the bye week.
Yeah.
East Kai, like we mentioned earlier, is really fucking close.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at who everybody's matches are. Boo, Super Saiyans, For that, I'm gonna have to say androids probably will take the bye week. Because Blades have to go against the Super Saiyan still.
True. And against...
That's true.
Who else does the Blade have to go against? Margins.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's going to be really interesting.
Losing to the Super Saiyans is a +2 to your loss rate.
Oh, did we add that for me?
No, I just added that right now.
Okay. So,
right.
West guy?
On the bright side, HDK has no actual power, so it doesn't matter.
I do the rankings.
Yes, but I can edit them at will.
So
I can put Team Cold on
Yeah.
top. I can stop you being able to do that.
Yeah, bring it on.
All right, you really want to do this?
I'll just spam posts to the DBC channel. Just a picture of what I want the rankings to be.
Nice. I'm sorry, Ben. Please
right.
carry on.
Yes.
So for West Kai, I don't see Valkyries getting the bye week because, like I said, they're rotation locked.
Mm-hmm.
Week 13, they're not going to have Fasha. Week 14, they're not going to have Rayleigh. Week 15, they're not going to have Fasha.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really tough for them. They've been relying on those two pretty hard, but they are the Valkyries. They could definitely come back. I think it's going to be a brawl between Muscle and DB Warriors for top.
Yeah. I think DB Warriors certainly have the advantage right now. No matter what their matches are, I think they have an advantage. I think Muscle are much more likely to lose than Dragon Ball Warriors are. I think Dragon Ball Warriors are a lot less reliant on an individual player.
Exactly.
That's true.
So I think that works a lot in their favour.
Now to the interesting division, South Kai.
You know, the Earth Defenders will be...
They're a good team, aren't they? Yeah.
Right?
I don't know about that. I don't think their coach is particularly good.
I guess
Zing!
I'll be leaving then. To be honest, I've mentioned it before. It all comes down to the Majins versus ED match this week.
Mm-hmm.
If we're able to get that match on them, then we just need to try and tie them.
Yeah.
We'll get that bye week.
Which if you win, then you'll be tied, and they have to actually win in order to get a win over you in order to actually get through. So.
Yeah.
It'll be your first ever bye week. You get to come to the VIP lounge and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
It's not anymore. The Super Saiyans have been there far too often. It's just a burning wreck now.
No, now it's just like L'Oreal everywhere. Sorry.
God.
I couldn't stop them.
Nice.
I couldn't stop them.
Oh God,
Vegeta.
so much product. Oh God, so much product.
The only place
Trunks.
that's actually okay in that place is my corner. I just glare at people and everybody goes away. It's fine.
Thing is, that's not the VIP room.
What?
You're just sitting in another room glaring at people.
Oh shit! I've been doing it wrong.
You're sitting in the janitor's closet.
Where's? I don't understand. I thought those people just giving me ale. I don't understand. What's that about?
Yeah, that's. I don't think we should go into that.
Oh.
So, I honestly think that the Earth Defenders is pretty solid for the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the bowl.
For the
final.
The getting to the bowl. I'm sorry. I'm just,
Getting a bit overconfident there, aren't we?
yeah. We just have to hope that the Saiyans fall on their face so that we don't have to fight them.
That would be so
the
funny if
quarterfinals.
Somehow you ended up fighting them again. And Vegeta just wipes it. It wouldn't be funny, I'm sorry.
No. It would be really fun.
That'd be so frustrating. For some reason, Vegeta just likes
Beating the
destroying
shit
the
out
Earth
of
Defenders.
Goku, Chaozu, Tien, Yamcha, and Krillin. I can't
It's
understand
weird,
why.
that. Yeah.
Tien actually didn't die during that.
Chaozu exploded though, didn't he? Don't lie.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, the next question by Dimension Satire yesterday at 2:19 a.m. asks, if a team has an important challenging match coming up, would you say it'd be better to go down the safe route and work with what you know is best, or take a calculated risk in case your best isn't good enough?
Depends how confident you are that your calculated risk will work. But generally, well, and it also depends what the safe route is. Like, if your safe route is 36,000 average damage, then no, you may as well just go for the risk. Because chances are it's going to go horrifically wrong for you anyway, so take the risk. If it's a good enough risk, you'll work, and you'll be fine. You'll win, maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But it depends. Yeah, it depends how. It depends what your base is. If your base is they've been pretty solid throughout the entire season, then fine. Stick with that. If not, then take the risk. Because at the end of the day, probability states that you're going to lose it anyway. So you may as well give the risk a go, and you might get something out of it.
I agree. I don't really have anything to add to that, but...
As per usual.
Neither do I. You made a very good point.
Thank you.
Oh God, there goes his ego in the cloud.
Actually, it started colonizing already.
Brilliant.
There's another galaxy just named Rebel. It's amazing.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. That would not surprise me. The next question, by GamerJunkie27, asks, yesterday at 2:24 AM, are you surprised at the number of elite fighters at this point in the season? There's 12.
Nope.
I don't know, actually. I wasn't really expecting any sort of set number.
I was expecting it to be about
20.
one a week, and we're about there. So, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Right about there.
There are 12, aren't there? There's not 13.
Well, he says there's 12, so there's
I'm
12.
not trusting gaming advice. I'm trusting the stats person that we've got right here, captive tied to the
There are 12. You see, that's the annoying part. I had to double check all the matches again, just to make sure that there are 12. I spent like 4 hours last night counting.
He saw the question. He saw the question and thought,
really
fuck.
slowly. It's like,
Yeah. I saw the question and went, fuck, now I gotta do all this for the Zcast? God.
See, he's actually done more preparation than HDK and me combined in the past 2 seasons.
I would actually agree with that.
No, I don't think that's actually unfair at all.
Preparation-wise, I agree with that. Yep, that's very true.
But I expect to see more elites, truthfully, because as we're nearing the end of the season, more and more teams are nailing down builds. Like, this character is really good with this build. Maybe if we made them more consistent with this Patara, then okay, good, they're elite, awesome, okay. And they're getting to the point where they've tweaked the builds enough so that that character performs really, really well.
Right, we're getting rid of you. It's too much like sounding me with an American accent. I don't like it. We're getting rid of you. You're going. Going somewhere else.
What an image. What an image.
Can you imagine me with an American accent? That actually sounds terrible.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, we're definitely getting rid of you now. I'm sorry, Bern. I'm sorry.
Aww. I like it here.
Really?
Sorry?
Nobody else does.
Yeah, sorry, you just caught me off guard there. What did you say? We have to do this because, otherwise we just don't get fed.
Yeah, we're not actually like sending you away to somewhere comfortable, like back to where you came from. We're actually just sending you to the kitchen.
Son of a bitch!
Sounds about right.
It was a trap,
The last question by Scotty B 7 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Hell fucking yes.
This guy's amazing.
He is amazing. For the 3 Northsky teams still fighting for the playoffs, you predicted them all to lose their remaining matches that aren't against each other. What do you think they can do to change things? And who do you expect to miss out based on current form?
Based on current form, I would probably say Boo. Because they are horrendously reliant on Kid Boo. That being said, I think if Boo even get Kid, Gohan, and Majin Buu, just those players to where they were even last season, then you're looking at a team that is gonna wipe the division, with the exception of taking first spot.
Oh yeah.
That they are just going to solidly win the rest of the games. The problem is how do you do that? Like, how, why, if that's that easy, as I'm making it sound, why haven't they done that already, and why, why are they already solidly in second place? Without some severe changes, I don't see the Gohans being anything more than, what they usually are, which is a threat, but nothing more than that right now. Cold is one match down, and is also in a position where they're very, very inconsistent just in general. The two players that I would tout as probably their most solid players are actually their two of their worst players, Cooler and Metacooler. The others I just don't think are reliable enough. They might be better on average, but I still don't think they're reliable enough.
True.
And just the team as a whole, based on that, I just don't think the team as a whole is reliable enough to make the wins consistent. So yeah. To be honest, I'd probably put Boo as the favourite to either make second or just drop out completely. It's really close. I think, right, okay, let's refresh that. I think Gohans will probably drop out if things go as they are right now. I think Gohans will certainly lose the rest of them if things continue to go as the way they are right now. Booze and Cold may not do very well, but they will make it. And I think that's about as much as I can go for, really. They're just all struggling. They're all basically in the same position.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me done.
I'm just trying to think who I expect to miss out. They're all doing
terribly. I mean, no, wait. Yeah.
I would probably have to say Booze. No, I mean, to be honest, I don't think the rankings are actually going to change. So it's just as likely to be Cold, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I think it's just as likely to be one as the other. I think one slight change for the good for any one of them means that I think, to be honest, it's between Cold and Gohans. Actually, I'm curious. Did Cold beat Boo? I don't think they did.
Boo beat Cold.
Boo beat Cold.
Pretty sure.
In that case, I think Cold is probably the most likely to go down.
Me too. Now.
Actually, no. Let me try that one again.
Brilliant.
I think whoever wins out of Cold and Gohans, whoever loses out of Cold and Gohans is going to go down. I think everything else is going to stay the same, apart from that match, which can't. So whoever wins that,
I completely agree.
If the Gohans win, they are secure. If Cold wins, Cold go through. As far as I'm concerned, that's what it goes off. Who won between Boo and Gohans, out of interest?
I think Boo did.
Not sure.
Yeah, it was Boo.
It was Boo. Well, in that case, yeah.
I agree now. Yeah. God damn it.
There you go.
Like, facts proving me wrong.
Yeah. It really is up to that Cold versus Gohans match.
Yeah. Indeed.
When is that? Is that this week?
That's next week, week 14.
That is next week, 14. Yeah.
Damn it. I want more cool matches in week 13.
There are already a lot of those.
And before we go any further, we shall let Ronald the King give his controversial prediction of the week.
Now, on to the controversial prediction of the week. In week 13, I predict that the 5 and 7 Ginyu Force will best the 7 and 5 Valkyries. I have seen a different side to the Ginyu Force the last couple of weeks, and I believe that they have what it takes to win against the Vals. The major things that stand in the Ginyu Force's way, however, are Fasha and Aurelie. If either of these two characters have a run next week, I believe they will bulldoze the Ginyu Force, and there will be not much competition from the Ginyu Force if Fasha has a breakout performance like she did against the Blades, or if Aurelie does what Aurelie sometimes does. The Ginyu Force consists of very average to above average player consistencies. There are things that could work for the Ginyu Force, however. Jace could go on a spamming spree. Berter could go on some ridiculous melee combos. Goldo could go ultimate crazy, or Ginyu could do a body swap. I guess only time will tell. We'll see how things will go next week. So, that was the controversial prediction of the week. What do you guys think? How will the Vals do against the Ginyu Force? I'd be interested to know in the comments below. And back to the rest of the Zcast with their predictions.
Okay. Anyway, that is it for the questions. I will quickly go over the Fantasy League. Some bad news, guys. DBZ Fantasy League champions are struggling. I'm afraid.
Yes!
8th position.
Awesome.
It was, oh my god, it was so annoying. 4 of the 6 players I could have used were rotated out this week.
Hey, Burn,
So
how's
I
your
had, like,
Legion doing?
6th place.
You son of a bitch.
I've been 6th place for the past 4 weeks though. It's kind of sad.
I'm not used to having someone on here that does Fantasy League with me.
We're keeping him. I like him.
The Kami family are still at the top. They're only by 2 points, so it could easily swing to Team 5-Star, who are in 2nd place. Team Famous occupy 3rd, Rivals in Time 4th, and the Knights of Ni are in 5th, with that shitty team in 6th. And then the League Champions are in 8th. Anyway. Oh dear.
Hubris, my friend, hubris.
Alright then, so now I guess we do some predicting of Week 13's matches.
So, Squee, who do you think is going to win Ginyu Force versus Valkyries?
It's a tough one. If we see
actually,
the same
yeah.
Ginyu Force that was there 2 weeks ago, sort against the Super Saiyans, but week before that, then I favor the Ginyu Force, because Valkyries, like I said before, no fascia.
To be honest with you, I'm actually going to agree with you on that.
Ooh, who did they rotate out? Ginyu, they rotated out against us. Interesting choice.
Yes.
I'm gonna say the Vals on this one.
Yeah, I don't think that's an unfair
But
choice,
yeah.
honestly.
Ginyu
I mean-
could definitely take it.
Yeah. The fact that they don't have fascia sort of evens the playing field.
Yes, it does.
to be fair,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Yeah.
that's what it sort of does. So it could go either way.
Agreed. Blades versus Boo.
I think the Blades have got that one. I don't see the Blues in their current state winning.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I
Unless the
think Blades do.
Boos do something drastic, it's got to be the Blades.
Yeah, unless the Boos return to the Boos of old, where they were amazing.
The Boos
Then
of
I
old.
don't think. Yeah.
In the first stage.
Technically, the Blades are also rotation locked
Oh, who have they
with
got to rotate
Tapion out.
Hmm.
No Tapion, so
I think they
And
could still.
I know, even without Tapion, I think they're still going to win.
Yeah, I still say Blades for that one.
yeah.
Next match is Muscle versus Saiyans.
Well, fuck.
This is incredibly important. This match.
If I go by I want to go by coaching style and customization, like the way the customization works. And I want to say the Saiyans. I really want to say the Saiyans. And fuck yeah, Saiyans. Saiyans have got this. Saiyans are cool. Wait, what's the rotation going to be? Burn.
The rotation.
Explain.
Let's see. Saiyans
They'll have Bardock.
are
Okay.
they're gonna have Bardock, they're gonna have Scouter, and they are gonna have King.
What about Muscle?
So Muscle?
Yeah. Explain Muscle to me. This could take a while.
They're definitely gonna have Garlic Jr. and Broly.
Okay. Cool. Not impressive.
Divisional match.
Probably
I would say
Roshi.
they would probably bench.
Probably bench Bojack for that one.
Yeah, I'd say Bojack.
Very likely, yeah.
No, you know what? Saiyans. Go with Saiyans on that one. I think King Vegeta, King Vegeta Bardock, and Scouter Vegeta.
Yeah.
Have recently, I think, have got that.
I'm reading that they're gonna keep Scouter in and bench Turles, but
They have to. I don't see them
be,
not doing that.
Yeah, I could be completely
Especially
wrong.
with, I mean, even with Napa actually doing as well as he has recently. It's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be their strongest team, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would probably, however, say Muscle.
Again, I think that's another one where that's not unlikely.
Their damage output, I think, just exceeds Saiyans, though not by much, at all.
Yeah. Well, just because I'm a bastard, I'm gonna have to say Saiyans.
Hello.
Because I want Muscle to lose so that I can be almost guaranteed a North Kai spot.
Well, that's a good enough reason for me.
Yes.
To be honest with you, I want Muscle to lose just because I want Saiyans to win. I think they deserve it. And I quite like the Saiyans, so.
Just so you guys know, that's not how predicting a match works.
I'm sorry.
Put it out there.
How do you think I've been doing it for the past however many Zcasts we've done? This is how I do things.
I like
I have
that
to
team.
put it out there.
I like that team. They're gonna win.
Muscle is my second favorite team.
I'm sorry.
So that
That silence I just said.
How the
hell?
fuck? No. No, I like the Saiyans. I think the Saiyans are a cool team, but I also think that the Saiyans, like just the Saiyans team, full stop, I think is better overall than Muscle's team is right now. So it's not just I want the Saiyans to win. HJK, God,
No,
I'm not that much of a softie. Jesus.
not yet.
you see me on the other hand, I just want Muscle to lose. So, anyways,
What
next
a
match.
prick.
The next match is Derp versus Super Saiyans.
Derp
Another team who is
totally
rotation locked.
fucking got this.
What, who, Derp or us?
Derp totally
Derp.
fucking got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, are we being predictable? Never.
Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
absolutely. You guys are totally being predictable. You winning bastards.
I actually predict that Super Saiyans will have a Vegeta out. I'm not sure what.
Oh yeah,
But
we've only
a
got
Vegeta.
End Goku, who's rotation locked.
Nice.
Yes.
That is, God, we're fucking amazing.
I hate you.
That's right.
Just in every way.
I don't actually remember who we have rotated out. That's not.
As I said, complacent.
It's-
Uh,
they're gonna have Dodoria out, so eh.
Yeah. I just don't think the Derp stand a chance anyway, so.
Could have a test build. Could have a test build and do awfully badly in this one.
No,
This
you
time.
My air quotes test build.
Hey,
quote, unquote.
they are test builds.
to be fair, they are test builds, and that's what's scary. That's what. God. Guys are
I'm just
good
giving you
at
shit,
it.
HKT. Come on.
I feel hurt.
No, you don't. You don't have emotions. I didn't program those in you. I didn't know how.
Because you were incompetent. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't program competence into myself either.
Okay then. On that note,
I didn't have a dictionary with me. I'm sorry.
okay, brilliant. Gohans versus Rugrats is the next match.
Rugrats. I think, like, on paper, I would look at the Gohans and go, yeah, Gohan's got this, but I don't think they do. I just don't. I don't think.
They're just as... They can't be rotation locked either.
No.
Rugrats on the other
I've
hand.
already mentioned the teams that are already rotation locked.
I was saying that Rugrats kind of rotation locked too. Well, not really. There's 3 characters they have to rotate out, and they're all their best, I'd say.
Yeah.
Still don't think it matters.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to say Rugrats. Even though it pains me to say it. Because they are in my division.
I will actually say Gohans for this one. I think they'll field a strong enough team to deal with the Rugrats.
Gohan's to lose and great.
Wow. Wow. You,
This is how I do. This is how I count votes and stuff.
yeah.
Is I just change the question.
You agree with me. You agree with me. The next
You
match
shouldn't
is
agree with me, and yet you still do. I don't understand.
Androids versus DB Warriors.
DB Warriors. Although
Love
I
you,
think it's really
Topes.
close.
Good night.
I'm gonna say androids.
Ooh.
Androids really
I've
wants
got dissension. I don't like this.
I will probably say DB Warriors, to be honest. Next match, Cold versus Namek.
Namek. Again, I think it could potentially be close, especially how Namek have been performing recently, but I think the Cold just don't have the consistency to be able to pull it out.
Now, I think Cold will actually take this. Judging by
Also, Cold
Namek's...
have a shit record against Namek.
Oh,
I don't think they've ever beaten them.
really?
I'm pretty sure they've never beaten them.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh
Yeah, I'm
dear.
gonna have to go with
Oh
Namek.
dear. Nah, I'm staying with Cold. You can do it. You've got my vote. It means you have no choice. And the last match.
Yeah.
This is the interesting one. Margins versus Earth Defenders.
Alright, yeah, nobody cares. Well, let's go.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the end of the Seacast for this week.
I actually can't pick a winner.
Let me have a look.
It's gonna be
Who might
close,
they
no
rotate?
matter what.
So, Burn, who are you going to have rotated out?
I already know who they're rotating, and they already know who I'm rotating. I'm rotating Chaozu, they're rotating Babidi.
Oh,
Fair
well,
enough.
I was about to say
A-team.
you're broadcasting it. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
What you actually don't know is he's been in communication with KO. They've already arranged who's going to win.
Yeah, match fixing right here.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Awesome. So you're both rotating out your weakest players.
Makes sense.
I don't know.
I will.
I think strongest team against strongest team. I think Earth Defenders win.
Really?
I do, yeah.
I would prefer.
I think
them to win, but
Deborah's
I
too
think...
unreliable. I think Deborah is too unreliable. I think Margin Vegeta is good, but I don't think he's been doing well enough recently to do what he did against the Valkyries. I think Spopovich is good, but I don't think he measures up to Tien.
No, I would say he's far better than Tien. Spopovich is one of the best melee characters in the game.
I think Tien's been doing better,
he
though.
is.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check this.
Tien last week against Cold dodged 8 V2s. That was amazing!
Yeah.
I remember that actually, yeah. That made me laugh. No. Spopovich has done 56,000, obviously posts before week 12. And Tien has done 45.
All offense intended here, I don't give a shit about the stats in this case.
Brilliant. That's right. Ignore the facts when they don't suit you.
What? Yes. What's the problem here?
Anyway. Yeah, I don't want the Margins to win. Let's make this clear. They're the only team that beaten us, and I will never ever forgive them this. But
Well, they are obviously the better team.
wow. But I still think Margins are they're just slightly better.
I wouldn't be surprised if Margins win. I think it's a really difficult one to call, but I think Earth Defenders on the whole are better. I think. Though to be fair, KO's done a fantastic job with them this season.
Oh god, yes.
Like, given the fact that he's pretty much, like, with the exception of quite recently, he's been on his own for quite a lot of it. So, I took a team that got kicked down to South Kai.
From North Kai.
Yeah, and basically effectively missed out an entire season of testing. He's dragged it around and proved me right as to why the margins were failing, so.
So, Bern, who do you think's going to win?
Well, I'm just gonna say that I'm not biased on this decision.
I'm going to say Namek.
I'm gonna say Gohans. And now, on to the next. Truth be told, I think Earth Defenders will win.
Cool.
Well,
Faith in your team, I like it. It's like that blind faith that Squee used to have in the previous season, then he got cynical. It was really funny.
Yeah. Rebel rubs off on you after a while.
Yeah.
Literally. It's very disconcerting.
I am making no comment regarding this whatsoever. Or the fact that H-Sticky's been here for however many years.
I've known you a long time.
Unfortunately for you, yeah.
Let's not discuss it.
You really didn't think that one through, did you?
I just wanted to make that joke. Anyway,
Fair enough.
That is it for the Zcast for post week 12. Thank you very much for joining us. Catch week 13 in some time, 2 weeks. I think it would be the 27th. Right? Yeah, the 27th. At 4 p.m. Central Time. Twitch.tv/TGN.
Question.
But that is...
Question.
What is it now?
What is Central Time? I don't understand. This means nothing to me.
It's people who don't accept British rule over themselves? No.
No.
No. It is a weird concept, I understand. Yeah, but there are people who believe themselves equal. I know. Just bear with me.
No. This is too fantastical and too ridiculous of an idea to comprehend. I don't understand.
They think that by having a different time zone, they are different to us.
Well, they are. They're vastly inferior.
That is true. That is true. But nevertheless, that is the time that we'll be...
I hope you're horrifically offended by all this, Burn. Damn it! We need someone that's easy to rile on this Zcast, who's American. I'd have such a good time.
That is true.
Well, we could invite Viper, but
oh no! I'd
I'd
get in trouble. I'd get in trouble.
Viper just going insane and exploding. It's a miracle I haven't done that myself, to be honest. And I'm British.
Yeah, just a bit thick. Really. I mean, you're very tolerant.
We shall see you after week 13. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.